Good evening or afternoon or wherever you're at. I hope you're doing well wherever you're at right now, wherever you're watching this. I hope everything is going all right in your life. I am Lolinia for We Touch Games, and I am going to be playing just about an hour or so of Sound of Drop, Fall into Poison, a new visual novel on Steam that was brought to the West by Sekai Project, and it is indeed looking like it's going to be a fun thing to read, fun thing to show off, and I hope everybody enjoys it. Let's get started. I'm going to go to Steam and then click on play since I already have it open. I think. Yep, there we go. Nice word of caution there. Very nice word of caution, I must say. We jump into this. Yeah. The menu is nice. As you can see, I've already played a little bit of it. We're not going to continue. We're going to start a new playthrough. But I played a little bit of it, and I enjoyed what I've played so far. And it was not very much that I played into. But again, new. Gonna do this all nice and well, you know? So let's do that right now. Start. Before she realized it, the girl was standing before an imposing door. The girl occasionally came to Mountain Aquarium alone. She watched the manta rays. She watched the jellyfish. Finally, she decided it was time to go home. Where is this? She had her doubts, but there should be nothing else there except for the aquarium. She assured herself that she had probably wandered off into a side path. The door before her had a large padlock hanging from it. Just as she had heard, it was unlocked and merely dangling there. The girl drew in a breath. Being locked would usually mean that it was a place she shouldn't enter. Being open just meant that a staff member had forgotten to lock it, so going in was out of the question. Curiosity piqued, she was past the point of persuasion. Her imagination ran wild, and her mind raced at the prospect of what might lie beyond the door. Just for a little bit. I apologize, my girl voice is not good at all. She opened the door and saw lots of glass tanks. Several types of fish hailing from the deep seas, from football fish and orc fish to pelican eels and barrel eyes, were swimming about. Why isn't this an exhibit? She thought it over, wondering why this would be in a closed-off area. Behind her, the door shut on its own. The girl spaced out, staring at the deep-sea fish swimming about. They would leap from the tank and swim in mid-air. The entirety of the room was for fish in their ocean. Though it was an unnatural occurrence, the girl treated it as quite normal. Isn't there originally a deep-sea fish booth that was shut down? This red veiny thing looked like a heart. She suddenly remembered. At that moment, her surroundings were dyed a deep red. The water in the tanks, the fluorescent lights, all of it was red. The girl's vision also became red. She opened her eyes. The girl was back in her own room. It was well into the night. She couldn't remember how she had gotten home after all of that. But, more importantly, she had a bad feeling about something else. It isn't red here. She became aware of how hard it suddenly was to breathe. No matter how hard she gasped, she was unable to get oxygen into her body. Like the fish who couldn't breathe anywhere but into water, she couldn't breathe unless she was inside that red color. She was convinced. On impulse, she threw open the door, leaned out, and thrust a hand outside. She couldn't inhale the wind flooding her room. She could only smell its milky, unpleasant scent. At that moment, the girl's body was tossed into the air. For just a second, her body seemed to float like a fish in the sea. Her room was on the 12th floor of her apartment building. In her fading consciousness, the girl watched her blood flow endlessly from her body. It's dead. Only then could she breathe. Now everything would be fine. The girl smiled. The full moon in the night sky smiled too. Jesus. That's how the game starts out. Yep. Drip, drip. The sound of falling drops. The moon was concealed behind the clouds, and all of the lights in the town were covered in water. The sound of it, the only thing left to resonate. She couldn't tell whether it was hot or cold, merely that the humid air was encircling her. The game is a little bit too loud compared to my voice. Oh dear, that's not good. Thank you for that. Should be a bit better now. See, she couldn't tell whether it was hot or cold, merely that the humid air was encircling her. Drip, drip. Wherever they were falling to, wherever they were coming from, the drops just continued to trickle out. That single drop. I stopped it with both hands. The sound of that solitary red, red drop. Papa Bruno, is that David Bruno? The one from, oh my god. If that is you, hey, welcome, my friend. How you doing? If it's not, I've completely mistaken you for the public relations manager of Sekai Project. So, feel happy? Oh, I was right. Yay. Good. I didn't put mistaken identity up here. Good. Himeno. Or at least there's an urban legend that goes like that. Talking about Mountain Aquarium again? That's your new thing, isn't it? While stuffing her lunch into her mouth, Tamagawa Himeno spoke, her eyes sparkling. I had no idea which point of the story got her so excited. Thank you for that follow, Bruno. So we touch games. That's right. Isn't this the scariest part? That the girl jumped to her death, smiling, after coming back from Mountain Aquarium. It's pretty bad. Yet you don't seem the least bit scared, Himeno. That's not true. I've got chills running down my spine. Someone who's got chills running down her spine wouldn't be eating a pastry so cheerfully. Someone who's got chills running down her spine wouldn't be eating a pastry so cheerfully. And that was my meatball. During a break in the conversation, Himeno stole a side dish from my boxed lunch. This mincemeat from growing calves and little piglets. It's the best. Why do you have to put it like that? Jeez, why'd you have to make me lose my appetite? I'll give you the rest of it. Listening, streaming, getting things lined up for the release tomorrow. Well, thank you. LMK? Link me, call me. If I have any questions, I'll just LMK. If you could explain to me what that is. Alright, I'll take it. Himeno takes the rest of the meatballs from my lunch with an amazing rhythm. The reason that I, Nakanobe Mayumi, lost my appetite wasn't because of Himeno's story scared me. Mountain Aquarium and I are connected in a way I'd rather not think about. Of course, Himeno had no idea about that connection. If she did know, she'd never mention Mountain Aquarium around me again. Ah! Okay, let me know. Now I know what LMK is. Woo! At the same time, I've been afraid that this thing might cause Himeno to stop talking to me. Himeno is pretty much my only friend. It isn't that I haven't talked to anyone since entering junior high, just that the only person I can actually call a friend is Himeno. Seriously, I think this whole Mountain Aquarium rumor obsession is going to be a bit much. Maybe. There's so many rumors though, like there's a man's ghost in the tanks, that the deep sea fish booth is only open on a full moon, that the water changes into blood, or that you can hear crying from behind the tanks. Haha, that earlier one goes with this one. Also, no, that's fine. You don't need to say anymore, I say firmly, causing Himeno to make a sour face. Soon after, Himeno changes the subject, first to a TV drama that aired the night before, then to some cute fake nails with cats on them she found in a magazine. She then talks about a classmate who was dating a boy from a nearby private school, alighting on one subject before quickly changing to the next. Normally, the subject of Mountain Aquarium shouldn't have popped up again. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about earlier. Huh? What exactly are we getting back to? Mountain Aquarium! I looked into it, and this Sunday will be a full moon. Huh? That was all I could say. The rest of my words unable to come out. So we should go and see if the rumors are true or not. But... I know you're not interested in stuff like urban legends, Mayu, but next week we start preparing for the end of the semester and I won't be able to hang out with you. Lately, we haven't gone anywhere together, have we? If the full moon was next Sunday, I'm sure Himeno wouldn't have said anything. But I suspect because it happens to be this Sunday and next week happens to be our exams, she's chosen Mountain Aquarium. I know that I'm not hiding my confusion or my hesitation very well. Even so, Himeno turns her carefree grin my way. Since it's an aquarium, even if the rumors aren't true, we can still have fun, right? Well, that's true. Usually, anywhere I go with Himeno, I have fun. Whether or not we'd have fun was not what I was worried about. By the way, Mayu, in the east building of Mountain Aquarium, they have a Haagen-Dazs. Well, I gotta love how... I don't know who decides it, because this is the fourth game from Sekai Project. 3 of which are in the same series. The Chiru Chiru games, Fruit of Grisaya, and then this one. Whenever Haagen-Dazs is mentioned, it's made fun. It's made fun. You know it's Daz, but at the same time, it's not. This is the 4th one. Jesus. Anyway. As in the Eden... Oh, wait. Eden Restaurant? It's not the ice cream. Oh, okay. So, I was wrong. I was wrong. My apologies. Wrong. They had closed up at one point, but it looks like they're reopening for a limited time. Really? Really? They have the cookies and cream flavor you like too. Wait. Okay, so it is ice cream. Okay, I just had to make sure. Of course I hesitate, but in the end, that kind of settles it. Then we'll go. As long as we definitely get some cookies and cream. Saying you have no money because you did too much shopping is out of the question. I know, after all, I'm something of a glutton myself. Fine, fine. In the end, we settle on Mountain Aquarium and ice cream Sunday. Since I have already received my reward money for moving on to the next grade, I don't need to worry about my allowance. Still, it's been 5 years. Huh? Did you say something, Maya? Nope, nothing at all. I bite my tongue, covering the words that carelessly spilled out. I'm looking forward to the aquarium. It's probably been about 10 years. I'm looking forward to the cookies and cream. It's probably been about 10 years. That's not true. It's the truth. That's the only thing I'll eat there. Himeno goes, "You little," as she playfully stretches my cheeks. The end of lunch chime sounds, and Himeno goes back to her own seat. If it's with Himeno, I'll be fine. At least that's what I told myself at the time. Yep, cookies and ice cream. We're gonna be awesome. This is gonna be awesome. We're gonna have fun. We're going out for cookies and ice cream, cookies and cream flavored ice cream, and going to an aquarium. And who knows, rumors. Rumors. Look, they even got some kind of poster here saying progress. I don't know what it's about, but it looks like it's a new anime that may be coming out in this game. I don't know. Might be only the game. I don't I don't know. You liking the backdrop? Thank you. I'm actually very proud of this one myself. I asked a couple of people if I could be a little, what was the word? I forget the word that I used, but it's something like pompous. I asked my friends, "Oh, wait, it's another game. Oh, it's another one of their games. Oh, Jesus. Nice. Can I look forward to that one too? Well, you probably can't answer that, but still, another one of their games, huh? Nice. Anyway, Sunday is 3 days after that. The day I promised to go with Himeno to Monten Aquarium has arrived. We are to meet at noon at the Montencho station, as is customary for me. I arrived 30 minutes early. Because I don't want to be late going to a possibly deadly aquarium. You know. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure rumors are just rumors. They're rumors. Come on, girl, randomly falling to her death just because she went to an aquarium. Yeah, maybe there's some other issues behind that. There's some other issues. It wasn't the aquarium. Yeah, that's what I'll tell myself. Yeah, yeah. Leaning against the pillar, I do nothing but space out, which I kind of just did. Oh, nice. I'm already relating to the character. I have a feeling this is going to be a very good day. Hmm. Tons of people pass before me. Monten is really crowded on days off. Even so, there aren't really that many families or groups of students. Everyone around me appearing to be adults. Because of that, I quickly begin to feel uneasy. Within this crowd, I am alone. Inexplicably, my head begins to hurt. I wonder if Jimeno will be here soon. I mutter to myself, then look at my shoes. Deep blue sandal boots that were this year's newest product. When Mom and I had stopped off at a department store on Saturday, she bought them for me after some coaxing on my part. They were far from what you'd call high quality, but they were still a bit pricey on a junior high schooler's allowance. I'm not usually the type to beg, but I couldn't take my eyes off these boots. My mom bought them with almost no resistance, saying, "You're going out of town, so you need to look your best." I liked both their form and their color, and found them a better fit for the summer season than anything else. I take my cell phone out and check the time. There are still 15 minutes to go until we're to meet. Since Himeno is always 3 minutes later than the time we establish, I've got about another 20 minutes. I finish reading my paperback on the train, so I have nothing to kill time with. There's nothing I can do about it, so I decide to keep myself from boredom by watching the people passing by. If I don't keep myself distracted, horrible thoughts will revive in my mind. Can I just say that people watching is a great and fantastic way of getting your mind off of stuff? Just watch the guy walking down the street. No, go sit in a mall. Go sit down in a mall and just watch some of the people going by. It will take your mind off of anything. I'm always worrying about what will happen if I'm late, though. It had actually been about a month and a half since Himeno and I had gone out. We always talked at school, but rarely spent time together afterwards. Anyone who saw us probably thought we were polar opposites. Outings like this aside, I often spend my days off at home. When I was in elementary school, our family would go out often, but lately that's been limited to dining out on Saturdays. So when I'm asked what I do when I stay at home, I usually just say I do nothing. Doing homework and watching TV and maybe playing visual novels is stuff that seems pretty common to me. I'm not sure. I think I just added something in. Doing homework and oh, it was the watching TV. Okay, there we go. Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. On the other end of the spectrum is Himeno, who goes out regularly. I often hear stories of when she went to karaoke on weeknights or how she traveled out of town on Sundays. She's a member of an active sports club and often wants to hang out with them afterwards. Going out of town on the already limited days we have off tends to make me think, even though it's a day to rest, I don't feel rested at all. In other words, something like this is a difference between Himeno and I. Without much common ground between us, why we became friends is... It Suddenly the lights fade from my vision. It wasn't that it just become dark, but that I had the sensation of being unable to breathe. But rather than sweating it, I get a little mad. Sorry. Hearing my wordless protests, Himeno pulled her hands away. I get playing the who am I game while covering someone's eyes. But covering up someone's mouth too was just like Himeno. When I puff out my cheeks and object, Himeno just smiles at me. It's because you were staring into space, Mayu. Can I just say that reminds me of Higurashi? What's the girl? I forget her name, but it's the one that's mostly invisible most of the time. Oh my god. Ow. Instead of apologizing, Himeno blew on the nape of my neck. Without thinking, I made a weird sound. Embarrassed, I looked around 2 or 3 times, but the pedestrians walking by seemed unperturbed and didn't even look our way. Unfortunately, unknown to Mayu, there was someone across the street people watching, and that was the funniest thing they saw all day. The culprit who had surprised me moves in front of me before I realize it. You're mean, Himeno. But I got to hear something good. No, you didn't. Moreover, as I say that, I checked the time on my smartphone. It's 3 minutes to noon, our agreed upon meeting time. It's not time yet. How rare. Oh, that's rude. Jeez. I'll make you make a weird noise again. Saying that, Himeno opens and closes her fingers in small, swift grasping motions. At times like this, I know I had better change the subject or get messed with by Himeno again. Oh, by the way, did you buy a new one? You mean my necktie? Yes, I did. I thought I should get one to match my shorts. You and I haven't hung out since around midterms, Mayu. If I buy something today, I'll really be out of money. Can I see the shorts? Oh, there are the shorts. Hey, they do match a bit. I like that. What about the aquarium? You're still set on finding out about the urban legends, then? Of course! That's my #1 goal. But, as usual, I can't count the things I want to do just on one hand. Okay, I get it. As long as I eat the cookies and cream, that is absolute. I haven't forgotten. Anyway, Mayu, aren't your sandals new? Himeno says as she looks at my feet, talking about 3 times as fast as she does in class. Yeah, nice, aren't they? They're super cute. How cool, I want a pair too. Nope, then we'll be too similar. These are the only pair of sandals I have for the summer. Talking like this, it put me at ease. Unlike myself, who's childish, Himeno knows a lot about fashion and trends. Even here in Montan, it seems like she blends in. Most importantly, by being with Himeno and constantly chatting, I no longer feel lonely. Oh yeah, Himeno, why did you bring such a huge bag? I'm glad you asked. With a hee-hee, Himeno opens the Boston bag she had let sink down from her shoulders. A variety of things come out, such as a flashlight, insect repellent, a simple blanket, a first aid kit, matches, and snacks like chocolate and cookies. No. No, please, don't tell me. What is this? What is all this, Himeno? Where do you plan on going? Ignoring the twitch developing on my face, both in-game and out-of-game, Himeno thumps her chest. Geez, to the aquarium! But since we're investigating urban legends, we should have some supplies. Rather than an investigation, the equipment she has reminds me more of going camping in the mountains. The snacks and blanket aside, where in the city this size would we need an insect repellent or a flashlight? I keep those feelings to myself and just smiled. I let out a breath that is half exasperated, half amused. I don't get sick of being with Himeno. Whether Himeno is aware of my exasperated gaze or not, she starts to take something out, then quickly shoves it back in. She gives me a smile, implying some secret. Oh no, wait. It's too soon for you to see that. What were you about to pull out? I'm not telling. Upon saying that, Himeno quickly closes the bag. The way I see it, it is a wonder she fit all the supplies she had out just a moment ago. I wonder where it's all being stored. Hammer space. By the way, no club today? I ask with the underlying question of whether or not today is a day off for the club. Add to my question, Himeno averts her eyes. Nope, probably no club today. Really? Giving a brief answer, I start walking. Upon hearing her reply, I immediately understand it as, she skipped it again. But not wanting to ruin the merry mood, I merely quicken my pace. I'm not in any clubs, but even I know it's not good to skip. Speaking honestly, I want her to show up for her club, as she seems to be respected even by students from other schools. Coming here together like this makes me equally guilty, though. Once I get thinking, I don't usually stop, so the conversation shifts to a ramen shop that catches my eye. Naruto. Oh, Mayu, do you want to get lunch? Huh? You caught that? Feeling as if she had seen right through me, we head into a nearby coffee shop. Ocean cruising. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of water references in this game. Or at least, we're going to an aquarium. The coffee shop is called Ocean Cruising. Next, we're going to have fly-by water flights. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. Feeling as if she had seen right through me, we head into a nearby coffee shop. It is apparently famous following its coverage in a magazine for a sandwich that was overflowing with vegetables. I say apparently because on excitedly finding the restaurant, Himeno shared this. Compared to a hamburger shop, this place is a bit intimidating and trendy to me, but since I'm with Himeno, it doesn't really bother me. Shoving the roast chicken sandwich with extra olives that I ordered into my mouth, that sounds absolutely delicious. The unease I have been feeling disappears. In contrast to my fervor, Himeno eats her avocado and shrimp sandwich in small bites. That doesn't sound nearly as delicious, but it could be tasty. I have not had one. Well then, about our plans for today? Himeno starts in as soon as we have finished eating. We'll start with the aquarium. No matter what, that's the main thing. So we'll look into the old man's ghost and the closed-off deep-sea fish booth rumors. After that, we'll go to the shops and finally have some ice cream. Really, the ice cream is the last thing. You're really going to make me wait? Himeno, really? That's the one joy I'm getting out of here, other than these ridiculous sandwiches that we just ordered. You're leaving the ice cream for last. Can't we do it somewhere in the middle? You know? Wouldn't that be a good idea, Himeno? I mean, you can't hear anything I'm saying right now, but that would be an absolutely fantastic idea. Hello, Mega Miner. Welcome to the stream. That's going to sound weird on YouTube. Suddenly, Mega Miner is beside everybody who's watching on YouTube right now. Congratulations, Mega Miner. Ice cream on top of avocado and shrimp. Well, that's Himeno. Himeno had the avocado and shrimp. That's not. I don't know too much about that one. What was the other sandwich? Let's see. Let's see. The roast chicken sandwich with extra olives. That sounds at least delicious. And I have had roast chicken sandwich before, and I do like the occasional olive. But avocado and shrimp? That's gonna take some getting used to. Installing Blading Still right now. Nice, Mega Man. We'll start with. Oh yeah. I think it's better. Hey, Mayumi gets it. Mayu gets it. I think it's better to get the cookies and creams first. If you eat 2 times, you'll mess up your stomach and get fat. You won't be able to wear a bathing suit. Ah, Himeno, it's no fair for you to put it that way. It isn't fair. Himeno is in the exercise club, so she'll be fine. But for someone like me who doesn't exercise enough, it makes me stop and think. Having said I wanted to go to the pool, it's all that more important. Okay, then we'll stick with my plan. That was a delicious meal. You tricked me! Oh! You tricked me! Smart girl. Urged on by Himeno, I decided to leave the ice cream shop for another time. Furthermore, talking about silly things together, we leave the station behind, as opposed to the station's excellent cooling system. The city streets have a peculiar humidity and heat to them that envelops our bodies. The beginning of July. Summer has only just begun, and I can already tell it's going to be a tough one. We weave our way through the crowds until we are 10 minutes away from the station, finally ending up in front of a skyscraper. The building is a symbol for the people of Monten, a combined facility for commerce, which you might call a fashion building in reference to the businesses it contains. Monten is a town known as a place people go for amusement. If you really want to have a good time, they have a movie theater, arcade, several shops, though you do need to have money. Because of that, young men and women are more numerous than boys and girls. In this town of people older than us, Himeno scans the panels for each floor without fear, saying, the aquarium is... People are concentrated around the panels. Of little help to Himeno in trying to take up as little space as possible, I leave the search to her and gaze up at the building. I look up and up, but the top of the building is so far I think my neck will snap. That's magnificent. This building was built not long after I was born. It had been finished before I could walk, but the first and only time I came here was in elementary school. The instant I think back on my first visit, my head begins to hurt. Well, that's not foreshadowing anything at all. That's absolutely wonderful. Nothing's happening on this trip at all. Nothing. Well, I have to try not to think about it. Those are things from long ago, things from the past, things that are done. I can do nothing but deal with the pain that feels as if something is pressing against the inside of my skull. I finally hear Himeno calling out in a loud voice, "The elevator's this way! Come on!" I push away my headache and step through the automatic door. The information at the entrance and the placement of the crane game are exactly the same as that day, giving me a slightly bad feeling. I'm going to turn this up a little bit so people can hear it. Well then, there was nothing at all in there foreshadowing any of the horrors that are to come. Oh wait, did I say horrors? I mean, I mean, not horrors. The pink fluffy unicorns that will be dancing on rainbows. In this entire instance of visual novel, there's nothing at all showing how good it's going to be. Although there was a quite famous image in there that I fully recognized from Twitter, Twitch, well, not Twitch, but Twitter, um, and Steam. Yeah. Also, I like that intro. I kind of wish I had saved just before then. Which reminds me, always remember to save your game, folks. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the other one. I'm further in. I'm further in this playthrough than I am in there. So. The elevator is the type that has a glass window so you can see out. That's the only thing that's distracting me from my gloom. A crowd of people get on with us, but almost all of them are gone by the time we reach the floor that contains the aquarium. They probably stopped off at the apparel or sundry shops. It isn't that we aren't interested, but Himeno recommends it's crowded now, so let's come back when it's less busy, and that keeps us back, deciding to stick with the plans we had made back at the coffee shop. Mountain Aquarium. If I remember correctly, the 10 that I'm seeing is the 10 for heaven. So, I'm kind of interested in what Mountain means now, because I know the last three characters are for aquarium, but the Mountain part, I want to know. Anyway, stepping onto our floor, the atmosphere immediately switches to a lively one. The sounds of chatter are drowned out by the roar of a large fan. The lighting is dim and tinted slightly blue, but I read blue as butt, and tinted slightly blue. The windows are also covered, giving the feeling that it suddenly became night. As this is an aquarium, it makes sense that the concept is based around the ocean. Yes, the pungent smell of salt is a major change. Oh, just a fictitious district? Okay. So the mon might not even mean anything. Hey! Yes, the pungent smell of salt is a major change. Amazing. Like we've dived into deep sea. That's what I thought too. Instead of being targeted at families, lately it seems more like a date spot for adults. Or at least that's what the magazine said, but it's true. Even though this is my second time coming here, it feels like the first time. Next to the entrance is the souvenir shop, though it lacks the usual boisterous voices. It appears to be a place that can be reached both from the inside and outside, but it doesn't get that many customers. Just as Himeno had said, the aquarium seems to target adults. In an atmosphere like that, even Himeno looks nervous. Hey, Mayu. What's up? I forgot to tell you one important thing. Himeno makes a mysterious face and brings her mouth up to my ear. What? Did you drop your wallet or something? No, that's not it. This is something that I heard that's a bit of an urban legend, but they say the amount of people going missing is on the rise. There's a rumor that this month alone the number missing is well into the double digits. Huh? We have this conversation in front of the metal rack that holds the map to the aquarium. Aside from the map, there's a guide to Mountain East Building and information about affiliated hotels. During that time, we hear the sound of the elevator opening and closing, but do not see the people going into the aquarium. Hanten used to be a shopping district, right? That seems to be why, even if there were a lot of runways, the media wouldn't pay much attention. But supposedly many of the missing persons that stopped off at Monson Aquarium. That rumor, who did you hear it from? Who indeed? No one in particular. You know how rumors spread. At Himeno's words, I feel a cold shiver along my spine. Great! That makes Bruno, that makes Mayu, that makes me. Great! Wonderful game. Wonderful game, yay. Regardless of how credible the rumor is, a sense of dread shoots through me. Considering my past, it's natural that I would feel connected to missing persons in my age range, especially if they are runaways. If that's the case, it would send chills along the back of my neck. Why on earth? You could have told me this before. Well, I thought if you heard about it, Mayu, you might not have wanted to come. Oh, so you forgetting to tell me it was a lie, huh? You little... I had intended to protest firmly, but it still ended rather anticlimactically. Ghosts may exist, and they still may be unable to come back. That doesn't mean I'm interested in visiting places where they are. This is proof that Himeno has her own strange interest, yet it still makes me feel even more worried. And this rumor has a continuation. Specifically, people who saw the deep-sea fish booth never came home. Himeno relays these two pieces of information that frightened me with a smile. The rumor itself aside, she wanted to pass over the question of why people were able to see the closed-off deep-sea fish booth in the first place, not wanting to discuss it at all. Wait a minute. Himeno. Something else is tied in beneath that fear. Something about the aquarium, and the missing persons who didn't come home. That was, essentially... Okay. Okay, game. Okay. I see how you're doing this. Are you okay, Mayu? Sorry. I guess I scared you a bit too much. I think the story's pretty exaggerated, so don't worry about it. I heard it's a fun aquarium. I think we should take those stories with a grain of salt, right? Eh, grain of salt. There's a lot more than a grain of salt in those waters. Though her kindness is misdirected, its kindness just the same. Having involuntarily sat down, I take the hand Himeno extends to me. As I slowly rise to my feet, I respond, yeah, you're right. To think I would hear of a connection to my precious memory in a place like this. It's strange. After 5 years, the memories should have faded, I tell myself, then let out a small sigh. Minnow is actually showing concern, so I sit down on a bench in the rest area next to the souvenir shop. Minnow even brings me a can of cocoa. As I'm drinking it, she buys our tickets. With her doing all of this, I have to go with her. Are you okay, miss? The fact that I'm thinking thoughts like, this canned cocoa is a little weak, is proof that I'm cooling down. As I'm starting to feel better, a male voice calls out to me. While holding my half-finished cocoa, I turn in the direction the voice came from, responding rather than the boy's voice I expect. It belongs to an adult, so I respond timidly. I'm okay, so... no need to be so vigilant. He's wearing a gray knit cap and brown running shirt. He's tall, even for a guy, so I have to look up at him. His build is almost all muscle, and my shoulders shudder a bit in surprise. He appears well over the age of 20, so I can't think of a reason he would want to talk to us. That bling! Whether he realizes I'm looking up at him or not, he plunks down right next to me. Even after he sits down, we aren't sitting at the same height. Pretending to fix my posture, I move away from him a little. Oh, choices already. I like. Are you not feeling well? At every choice. And you just have, how would I respond? This is what I've got to do. How would I respond? This is some random stranger. You know what? I really wouldn't say anything. I probably wouldn't. Then again, that'd be a little rude. So, oh god, what would I do in this situation? Oh, bye. Yeah, normally I would either not say anything or I'd say I'm fine. I'm fine. Like, yeah. Even though I'm sick to my stomach, I'd just say I'm fine. Yeah, I think I'll go with fine. I'm fine, really. Thanks to my nerves and my wariness, I end up speaking unnaturally fast. Moreover, if he really is a kind person, I might end up abusing his good intentions. How cold. It figures. I say again without thinking, without my knowing what he's so happy about. The man's mouth loosens into a grin. You're pretty clever. I give up, but you know, I seriously am worried about you. Your face is pale and all. That's his kind words taking me by surprise. I inadvertently avert my eyes. For some reason, I become strangely embarrassed and begin tapping my index finger on my can of cocoa. Oh, that's aside. Since you came to have fun, let me show you around. You're really just fine. Yeah. The words come out so naturally they surprise even me. I have now become a complete idiot, and my eyes meet his. I don't know how I would be by this time. I really don't. I work part-time in this building, so I'm familiar with it. This area, that is. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, Minnow! I gasp and look up. Minnow is there carrying 2 tickets and some pamphlets. With her hands on her hips and her cheeks puffed out, Minnow glares at the man with narrowed eyes. I think the only ones allowed to hit on junior high schoolers would be high schoolers. No, I'm not trying to hit on anyone. This girl just looked unwell is all. I think it was what you'd call hitting on someone. Was it hitting on someone? I wouldn't know how to respond. Not knowing how to respond, I stay silent. On seeing that I'm troubled, he turns to Himeno, who has entered his field of vision. On doing so, Himeno interjects with a "Hey!" See, you can't trust someone who just says kind things. Are you speaking from personal experience? No! And what are you coming at me like that for, Mayu? Hey, mister, please don't make such a weird face. And, mister, Minnow mutters, facing the man's chest. On hearing her say mister, and giving me a puzzled look, the man shows us the plastic name tag hanging from his neck. Ah, I must have forgotten to take this off. Himeno, speaking of which, he did say he works part-time in this building. Then is that his entry card or something? He slaps his knees and rises to his feet. He probably played some kind of sport or something, because the movement as he stands looks so effortless. I'm Hiyoshi Kenji. I work part-time at the shop downstairs. With this entry card, I can get into Mountain Aquarium at a discount. Is it a company employee discount? Something like that. I'm not exactly a company employee, but I get in at half off anyway, so I come here often. Really? That's quite unexpected for you, mister. When you become older, you'll crave these soothing experiences as well. And I'm not old enough to be a mister. Now he says it. Compared to us, you're definitely old enough to be a mister. Yoshi-san grimaces slightly angrily, then sniffs in a self-deprecating manner. He appears to be a little older than a college student, so calling him old enough to be a mister is probably rude. But Himeno only said the impression he gave was pretty close. With the aquarium as a shared point of interest, Himeno's attitude towards Hiyoshi-san softens. As proof, Himeno talks with Hiyoshi-san about the stops in its building. I don't really know a lot about brands, so I sip my remaining cocoa and listen from the outside. My iced cocoa had become lukewarm cocoa. Well, mister, are you also well-versed in urban legends? On hearing Himeno's question, my head pops up in surprise. Corners of Hiyoshi's mouth lift into a grin. That's rather unexpected for you as well. So you're interested in such things? Of course I am. You're only young once, so you have to satisfy your curiosity. We're looking into the closed-down deep-sea fish booth. There's a rumor that it's open on the day of the full moon. You know anything about it? Yoshi-san places his hand on his chin and looks down, grunting loudly. He glances at me, looks over at the entrance, then finally turns to Himeno and opens his mouth. I think you need to give up on that one thing. Naturally, since I'm a regular here, I often hear rumors like, there are spirits floating in the tanks, or every time a person dies, the jellyfish tank increases by 1, and so on. Mino-chan, the story you mentioned shouldn't be anything more than one of those rumors, but... Stop dancing around it, just tell me. Previously, I knew someone who went into this just as you girls are doing now, Himeno-chan. He went missing soon after. Missing? Without thinking about it, I joined their conversation. If someone has gone missing here at Mountain Aquarium, it holds significance for me as well. Is that for real? I glance back in surprise. Himeno is still looking at him with doubt in her eyes. Hiyoshi-san listens to what Himeno said, and with a playful smile, responds, Just kidding, it's a lie. I wonder if it is a lie. Because of the words he muttered, my curiosity had been piqued. I couldn't imagine the tense face he made as he told the story of an acquaintance who went missing being faked. That's right, but if that's the case, then this really might interest you, Mayu. I've thought from the beginning that it would be better just to give up. No way! I already bought the tickets anyway. Mino's face shows that she's enjoying herself to the end, and she takes my arm to gently pull me closer to her. This was the signal that she was ready to go, and in my mind, I prayed nothing but happen. Well then, want to walk around with me? Hiyoshi-san calls out to Himeno, who has said later, but it's me rather than Himeno who hears him and spins around first. So I make eye contact with Hiyoshi-san and say, What would I do? Wait, no. Let me look at this from a different perspective. What would I want my daughter to do? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at this in that perspective. The guy works there. She has her friend with her. She's going to stick by her friend. I'll make sure of that. Unless I'm forced somehow by the game not to make sure of that. And just in case there are rumors there, and it's some crazed staff member who kills people and spreading all these dangerous rumors, it'd be nice to have a little bit of muscle. So it's fine. For now. Until he starts acting weird. It's fine. Oh, surprising how quick you got into a good mood. Miyoshi-san snaps his fingers and rushes to our side. Out! Out! And as she says this, Himeno steps in front of me and makes a big X mark with both hands. You don't be tricked by an old guy like him. He uses kind words to get close to you, but he's thinking weird things inside his mind. Himeno-chan, that's not it at all. What do you mean by weird things, Himeno? Well... Kiyoshi-san narrows his eyes and grins widely. He glosses over my question and asks, What, Himeno-chan? For some reason, Himeno's face goes red and she grabs me tightly by the wrist. Sexual harassment. Definitely sexual harassment, mister. Without giving Hiyoshi-san a second look, Himeno drags me to the gate. Hiyoshi-san smiles and shrugs his shoulders. The aquarium entrance is so dark that we can't see in front of us until we are inside. I can feel the cold air on my skin. I get a sensation of something heavy, causing me to rub my arm. Naturally, there is no mark indicating something has touched me, and called back by Himeno's, "Hey, let's go!" And I pass my ticket through the machine. And with that, that is the first hour of the game. I do hope you all have enjoyed so far what you have seen of Sound of Drop, Fallen's Poison. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel here at We Touch Games. And definitely keep on the lookout for new videos that come in. Might not be every week at the moment, but new videos will be coming in. The next video that will be uploaded, will definitely be the, other than this one, will be Jisenjo no Mao, the Devil on G String. So look out for that one, good folks. Look out for that one. And with that, I conclude this YouTube video for We Touch Games. Touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it. Bye.